Hey man, listen, year after year, Luka Doncic wilds us with his play in the postseason. Only this time around, the man was able to lead his team to the Western Conference Finals. And I think he did us all a favor in eliminating the Phoenix Suns. But the question we gotta ask now is, now what? With the Western Conference sure to be a gauntlet next season, in order for the Dallas Mavericks to replicate the success they had this season and run said gauntlet, the Dallas Mavericks have some decisions to make. What's good, YouTube, man? Welcome back to another episode of Show Check. You've been watching but you knew that already because you'll be tuning in every time we post a video. If you're a returning viewer, what's good? Go. I appreciate you coming back to another one. If you're a new viewer, welcome to Self Check. Stay towards the end of the video, see if you like it or not. Check out some of our other work. I'm sure you might have something you might like. If you come across this video, be sure to drop a thumbs up. It'll help the channel out a lot. It'll be much appreciated. And without further ado, man, let's talk about what's next for the Dallas Mavericks and Luka Doncic. Luka! When the postseason rolls around, Luka Doncic is just one of those players that you have to just tune in and watch. I mean, you bound to see something insane out of this man at least once, maybe even twice a game. Whether it's coming from his patented step back, or he making some type of crazy pass, or hell, he might even put somebody on the floor. I mean, just go ask Cam Johnson. Expose him! Only two players in NBA history have ever averaged 30 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists for 3 postseasons in a row. And that's Luka Doncic and some ball guy from the 90s who I hear was pretty damn good named Michael Jordan. And if you thought that was crazy, check this out. Luka Doncic is also only one of 2 players in NBA history to average 30 points a game for their first 3 trips to the postseason. That other guy is some guy who used to play in like the 1960s or something like that, was a real ladies man, had his way with the ladies and all that. I think his name was like Wilt Chamberlain or something like that. With that being said, even though the Dallas Mavericks were able to make it to the Western Conference Finals with the Golden State Warriors looking like they back on track, with the current squad that the Mavs have, that might be as far as they go. The ISO heavy one-on-one basketball to where it's just Jalen Brunson going one-on-one, or Luka Doncic going one-on-one, and those guys just being surrounded by shooters, it won't be enough to get it done. And with free agency coming up around the corner, there's really only 2 avenues, in my opinion, that the Mavericks can venture down to try to improve the team this summer. Option numero uno, if Jalen Brunson is willing to come back, you drop the bag on Jalen Brunson and you just try to improve the team around the edges. Jalen Brunson has earned himself a big payday, and that's what happens when you ball out in the playoffs. He was the Mavs' clear-cut second best player throughout the entirety of the playoffs. People forget, Luka Doncic missed half of that Utah Jazz series, and Jalen Brunson was the driving force to helping them win that series through the entirety of the playoffs. Jalen Brunson averaged about 22 points a game with about 5 rebounds and 4 assists on pretty damn good shooting splits. Playing like that will definitely help you bring home a $20 to $25 million contract and get you that big payday. It's no secret that the biggest hole in the Dallas Mavericks roster is their lack of rim protection. Once you sign Jalen Brunson and the extensions for Dorian Finney-Smith and Luka Doncic kick in, it's a wrap. There's no more money left on that table. Some will say the Mavs' ideal big man is Rudy Gobert or DeAndre Ayton, but a deal for those two just don't seem possible, especially since you got to sign and trade Jalen Brunson. I can't see the Jazz taking on Jalen Brunson, especially when you already got Mike Conley and Donovan Mitchell. That's already no defense being played, and Jalen Brunson ain't coming off the bench. And I can tell you right now, I can't really see him going to the Suns with CP and Book. So a deal for DeAndre Ayton and Rudy Gobert really just seemed like a far cry. That's why I think the ideal target for the Dallas Mavericks is Mo Bamba, especially if you're looking for a shot blocker. With the Orlando Magic securing the #1 pick in this upcoming NBA draft, it's more than likely that Mo Bamba will be on his way out, especially with the top prospects in this draft being forwards or centers. This season, Mo Bamba was tied for 5th in blocks. And trust me, if Luka Doncic is going to continue to play defense the way he does, somebody has to rotate over and send those shots packing. And speaking of shots, Mo Bamba has worked on his outside, finishing the season shooting 38% from deep on about 4 attempts. That's the perfect center, in my opinion, that would fit well with the Dallas Mavericks.
Now a word from our sponsors.
Or there's option 2. You can go big game hunting and you can enter the Zach LaVine sweepstakes. The Bull star is arguably the hottest commodity on the free agent market this summer, and at 27 years old, LaVine is smack dab in the middle of his prime and might be looking for a change of scenery. Pairing up LaVine with Doncic may be a move that may be on the table. Offensively, Zach LaVine is the total package, y'all. He got the step back, the long range, the mid-range. He got it all. And if fatigue is one of Luka's problems, then LaVine could definitely be that co-star next to Luka who relieves some of that stress when it comes to carrying the offense. Plus, who wouldn't want to see like a Luka to LaVine lob every now and again? Taking on Zach LaVine would mean trading away Jalen Brunson though in a sign and trade deal. As long as you can put an all-star guard the caliber of Zach LaVine next to Luka Doncic, I like that. A lot of noise has been made about Luka Doncic, high usage rate. You know, that ball dominant offense never really wins in the playoffs. And if you could put an all-star guard like Zach LaVine next to Luka, I'm curious to see if when those two pair up, will that kind of lower Luka Doncic's usage rate. As long as the Mavs are able to kind of hold on to Spencer Dinwiddie in that game 5 against the Warriors in the first half, he was keeping those guys in the game. So if you can hold on to Spencer Dinwiddie, who played pretty good in some spots during the playoffs, I think you should be solid. Or if you're still able to hold on to Tim Hardaway Jr. in the 42 games that Tim Hardaway Jr. played this season, he averaged about 14 points per game. So that's some good firepower next to your 2 stars if you can keep one of those in this deal for Zach LaVine. Dallas Mavericks have way more than enough contracts on that team to kind of mix and match with Jalen Brunson to kind of get this deal done. They pairing him up with Tim Hardaway Jr. or Spencer Dinwiddie, who making about 18 to 19 million. If it's Bertans, who making about 16, or Dwight Powell, who making 11, whatever little mix and match contract deal you got to put together to kind of get that deal done, the Mavs have more than enough dudes who they can put in these trades to kind of get this deal done, especially if Zach LaVine lets the Chicago Bulls front office know that he's looking to go elsewhere. With the Western Conference next season sure to be a little bit more daunting next season than it was this one, especially with Kawhi returning to the Clippers, MPJ and Jamal returning to the Nuggets. Maybe the Lakers get their stuff together. I'm pretty sure John Morant is going to come back with the fire, seeing as how he missed the rest of the postseason due to injury. The Western Conference next season is going to be tough. And the Dallas Mavericks are going to have to get Luka some help, especially if they want him to kind of take them through another run like they did this season, through that Wild Wild West. Alright y'all, I'm going to call it a wrap on this one. And again, I appreciate all you ghosts tuning in to another episode of Self Check. Remember, if you were still in this video, be sure to drop a thumbs up. It helped the channel out a ton. Be sure to check a video out here. Whichever one catches your eye, man, be sure to check those out. Again, I'm E. I appreciate you ghosts rocking out with me. And I'm going to catch y'all in the next one. Peace.